Raqqa liberated, Islamic State has gone but the dangers remain. Why was Raqqa offensive? Why is Raqqa so important for ISIS? Why the battle for Raqqa is far from won? What are the fault lines that again push Syria into violence? What are the implications of fall of Raqqa for India? GS Paper 2, Bilateral, Regional and Global Groupings and Agreements involving India and or affecting India's interests. What is the context about? In West Asia, the end of one war paves the way for the next. Raqqa, the Syrian capital of the self-styled Islamic State, has fallen to the Syrian Democratic Forces that is backed by the United States. A US-backed alliance of Syrian fighters says it has taken full control of Raqqa, ending 3 years of rule in the city by so-called Islamic State. Why was Raqqa offensive? Islamic State made Raqqa the headquarters of its self-styled caliphate in early 2014, implementing an extreme interpretation of Islamic law and using beheadings, crucifixions and torture to terrorize residents who opposed its rule. The city also became home to thousands of jihadists from around the world who heeded a call to migrate there by its leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Why is Raqqa so important for ISIS? Raqqa is crucial to ISIS, both symbolically and strategically. When it was seized in early 2014, the northern Syrian city was anointed as the nerve center of the group's sprawling bureaucracy. It also became the hub for planning overseas terror attacks, especially in France and Belgium, because so many foreign fighters called it home. Why the battle for Raqqa is far from won? What are the fault lines that again push Syria into violence? The jihadist group still has a number of footholds, the largest of which runs along the Euphrates River Valley. There are a number of fault lines that could devolve Syria into violence. That is, Iran, Turkey, Syria, and Iraq are closing ranks to ensure an independent Kurdish state does not appear. But the Sunni Arab states are more sympathetic, as is Israel and the United States. And Turkey is disliked by its other three partners. The divide between the US and Israel on one side and Iran and Syria on the other. As Iranian-supported forces move across Syria, they have been quietly warned by Israel about not getting too close. With the US influence in the region having been reduced by its ever-changing positions, Russia may be the kingmaker in the Syrian region if it plays its cards right. What are the implications of fall of Raqqa for India? Overall, the IS collapse and the return of a strong Iraq are positives for India, whose main regional interests revolve around the Persian Gulf. But sheer dominance in Syria and western Iraq, which are Sunni populated, runs the risk of Sunni alienation and eventually another surge of militancy. What is really hoped for is a degree of statesmanship and benevolence from the victors of the present round of fighting, otherwise the cycle of West Asian violence will begin again in a few years.